Let's get more on the people being prosecuted and what this process means for Cambodia. Gregory Stanton joins us from CNN Washington. He's president of Genocide Watch and director of the Cambodian Genocide Project. Gregory, welcome to the program. Now, first of all, let's just begin individually with each of these people who are currently on trial. Let's start off with Nguyen Chi, who is brother number 2. That was what he was known as during the time of the Khmer Rouge. What can you tell us about him?
That's correct. Yes, Nguyen Chi was really the architect of the whole murder system. He was one of the chief ideologists. In fact, the reports that Duch had to give were often initialed by Nguyen Chi. So he was very well aware of what was going on. And what's really more extraordinary is he still denies that he did anything wrong. He said it was all for the good of the country.
Is he the main one here that people are watching what happens to?
I think that the others are just as important.
Let's talk about the foreign minister.
The others are just as important. Khieu Samphan was really the chief ideologist. He was the one who wrote the PhD thesis in Paris that really kind of outlined the future for Cambodia. You know, a completely agricultural, communal state that wouldn't even have money. It's the only country in history that has abolished money. We also, and he denies the charges. He even wrote a book in which he was head of state. So he says at the end of the book, you may wonder, you know, why is it that as head of state I didn't know that all this was happening? And of course, my response was, yes, I was in fact wondering just that. The truth is, of course, it was a lie. He was a member of the Central Committee of the Communist Party of Cambodia. The third person, Ieng Sary, was the Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs. He came back to Cambodia, immediately ordered or asked all Cambodians who were abroad to come home to help rebuild the country, and just as soon as they arrived, they were sent and they were executed. So he, in fact, also is one of the major mass murderers. His wife, Ieng Sary's wife, was Ieng Thurit, and she was Minister of Social Affairs, so she was very much involved also in the Central Committee of the Communist Party. She, by the way, has actually directly accused Nguyen Chi of heading up the killing system. Just as Duch himself did. In other words, these Khmer Rouge have essentially fashioned their own nooses.
So these are the 4 primary members of the Khmer Rouge that we're talking about, but you know they're certainly by no means the only Khmer Rouge cadres who are out there, and many want to see more trials actually happen after this. But Prime Minister Hun Sen says, no, this is it. This second trial of these 4 is going to be the final trial. What is behind that thinking?
Well, I think there are 2 things. First of all, these are very old people. They're 79, they're 85, they're 82. Most of the top leaders of the Khmer Rouge, you know, are very old. So it's going to take a year or 2 to even try these people. So that's one aspect of this. It's an expensive trial. So, you know, it's cost $100 million. How long can you keep going with these kinds of trials? Now, there are, of course, other people who could be charged in a third trial. But one of the aspects also politically is that Su Met and Met Mia, who were formerly in the military, the head of the Air Force and the head of the Navy, came in a peace agreement in 1998 and have been reintegrated into the armed forces. They're retired now, but the question is, you know, do you want to blow up that peace agreement and return the country to civil war? No, you don't. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Prime Minister has made that kind of pronouncement. Now, he doesn't have the decision-making authority, however, in this case. He could pull Cambodia out of the tribunal, but I don't think he'll do it. The judges will decide this. In this case, the investigating judges decided that there was that these other two people weren't among the top people, and so that they shouldn't be put on trial.
Gregory, I have no doubt that we shall speak to you again as this process unfolds. For now, though, I thank you very much for your time. Gregory Stanton there.
Thank you.